28 years later, I would say is better than 28 weeks later, but 28 days later, I would say is the superior film out of all three so far. With 28 years later, it really suffers from having multiple stories happening. It's like pick one story and stick with it. So without spoiling it, I'll give you the layers of stories. So one, we're introduced to this small town where only one survivor from an infected attack makes it out. His name is Jimmy. We don't see him ever again until the end of the film. So we fast forward 28 years later, and now we're in another small isolated village that has a very big border around it because it's on an island within the island. And it's customary there for the boys, at least, they have to exit the walls so they can learn how to hunt and how to survive to keep the village alive. So we meet our primary family here with Aaron Taylor Johnson, his son Spike, and they have his psycho mother, the wife. This comes in later. So we see Aaron Taylor Johnson prepare his son for the life that they live on this quarantined island. While he's teaching his son about survival, the son notices a patrol boat that's from another country. Basically, the whole world tries to make sure that nothing gets out of Britain. And then he also notices a fire more inland on the main island. So he's starting to see and understand, oh, there's other villages on this island. He later finds out about one of the people who lives in exile on this island who happens to be a doctor. And since his mom is sick, she seems more crazy than sick. He, in his head, he's a kid. He's like 12. So he's like, mom's sick. She needs a doctor. There's a doctor over there. I'm going to take her. So the kid sets up this plan to get his mother off of the island so he can take her to the doctor, and the doctor could just be like, here you go, here's your prescription, you're good, you're safe. Then there's this other side situation where some soldiers get stranded on the island, and that kind of interlinks with the kid and his sick mom, but it's really only to serve up as like, I don't know what the point of that guy was, to be honest. The soldier stranded on the island, there was no real clear motive for his character to be there. Like, you could have had the film without him and it still would have played out the same way. Then we have this other sub storyline of the infected. They actually breed, but when they have a baby, it's uninfected. And then the boy, his mom, and this uninfected baby meet with this doctor who the boy had heard about. So the boy's motive was to basically get to the doctor so he could save his mom, but in the way they picked up this baby. And then by the end of the film, the little boy meets up with the boy from the beginning of the film, who's now an adult, and he's part of like some kung fu religious slayer cult or something. I don't know. It's weird because you don't see him until you meet this boy in the beginning of the movie, and you don't see him until the end. And when he's a grown man, he's part of this like kung fu karate squad, and they just do Olympics while they're slaying infected zombies. It's weird. I just 28 years later is better than 28 weeks later, but it's still a mess. So which film do you prefer if you've seen all three?